Good afternoon, my esteemed watchers, and welcome. Welcome?
Yes.
Welcome. Oh, hold on. Classic. Oh, it's because it's disabled. Cool. Welcome. There we go. To another episode of Poison Points. I'm your host this evening, Irisu, and thank you for stopping on in. Thank you, Chance, Ellie, Buffy, Hikari, Nyx, Silver. I see you in there, PK. Anybody else that I missed lurking? No, I believe that should be everyone. And all of those messages that I sent earlier to myself because I'm trying something new. So, let's get the spiel on and over with, shall we? Starting off, I have a new little socials command. There we go. Oh. It's fine. It's right there. It was close enough. Like it tried. Already broken. Already defeated me. So that's gonna pop up every so often. Let me see if I can fix this right now. Almost nailed it. It was so close.
Yes.
It tried its best, honestly. And you know, you can find me there. At TikTok and on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed or followed me yet, then go ahead. I'm about to unleash a wave of content, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you for the head pats that are also slightly off. There we go. Also, we have a Discord. I share this Discord with Rez and Space Buffoon. You can join up to get some updates. Whenever I go live, whenever Buffy goes live, anything along those lines. There we go. I typically have a next week's or the next interviewee set up for those that are subscribed or have boosted the server. I am actually going to open that up to those that have subscribed to Buffy and to Rez, just supporting the three of us. And I usually typically have them like a week in advance, so I'll do my best to keep that updated. I have everybody in, it's just a matter of making sure that everything is posted properly. Because procrastination is my middle name. That's what I do best. Typically. Listen, I'm a procrastinator at heart. I can't help it. It is in my blood. So yes, if you haven't already, consider hopping into the Discord, and you get to talk to amazing people like me, and Buffy, and Rez. Just like me, for real, indeed. So, every so often, those messages, that announcement with the YouTube and the TikTok will pop up. Should be every 15 minutes, but there's a chance that it won't work properly, and will begin to exponentially call upon its own command infinitely. So I might have to turn off StreamerBot if it gets to that point. And just let me know. I probably will notice it right away, but if it ends up happening, I assure you, it is not intentional. All of these things are experimental, so highly experimental, I should say. Okay, let's fix this little position, because I could call upon it now, but I'm afraid that everything's going to break. So I will just remember where this was. It should be right around there. It will not be popping up in the interview scene itself, obviously, because I do not want to detract. So yes. Also, I am still doing the Donathon. I will not be really talking about it during this stream, because I don't like that to take over the interview itself. But if you are so inclined to donate, you could do !donate, and you could see all the incentives there, except for one of them. I believe I have crossed it off, but if I have not, I'm not doing the reactive one. We are at around $430 out of the $1,500 to raise for the end of the month. I would appreciate any amount of donations that you may have for me. There's Because, welcome on in, B. Thank you for stopping on in. And of course, yes, our guest this evening is PK Ninja. Go ahead and follow her before we get started here, of course, and make sure that you are, watching and catching every stream, and subscribe. You better subscribe. You can only donate kisses? Well, that's enough chance. That's all you need. Test. Oh, it's not on the scene. Okay, whew, I was gonna say, oh, you know what? What also got messed up is my dancers got moved for some reason. That is so strange. Everything, whenever you work with groups in OBS, everything fucks up in the weirdest way, I swear to God. Not the dancers, yeah, the most important people. Let me fix these dancers here. I see that the, there we go. Yeah, he's vibing in the air. I see that the dancer for tonight is the Milky Cat. So, also I did accidentally mess up this scene here, so I'm going to fix this. There we go. See, I had it previously to where my guest would show up on this scene. Nope, that's wrong. This scene, and it would, spoil that they were there to begin with. So this one should hopefully have fixed that. It's a little bit higher up. I could put it down here just because we want to see champs. If the ducky isn't out, that I don't pay attention to the dancer. What? I see. You like Subaru. A Corbeau duck. I see how it is, Nix. Alright. I'll get some water in my system. There it is. It's almost flawless. Hey, it worked on a a little bit. It removes the scene here. I'm honestly sure I am working out the kinks. They will be fixed, I can assure you. But I would appreciate it if you would all let me know if this is annoying in any capacity. That would be much appreciated. If you find this annoying in any way, please let me know by the end of the stream. I don't want it to take up too much space. I care about promoting these things, but I also I care about your experience more. Don't worry, you're like a virus thing. It's kind of in character. Well, I see how it is. I see how it is. Don't worry though. More will be revealed, champs. My sweet little rat. Oh, Gray's Dreamland, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate it. I was actually just about to introduce our, well, you know who. Live in my head rent-free, of course. Of course. Okay, I think it's about time that we get into this. Hello, Creepshow, and welcome on in. Oh, that looks strange. Okay, we're good though, I promise. Alright. Wait, hold on, I might not be good. I've just learned of a horrible, horrible issue that might be occurring. I gotta make sure that it doesn't happen. Yes, we do not want that to happen. So I'll remove that from there. I'm gonna test one more thing. All these things are extremely finicky, so I just want to make sure that it doesn't happen by mistake here. Okay, we're good. Okay. Introducing our guest for this evening. It's PK.
Hello.
PK didn't show up, but I can assure you that PK is here.
I'm just showing off my incredible stealth skills, obviously.
Yeah, she is master of stealth.
I'm a ninja after all.
Well, welcome on in, PK. Thank you for stopping on.
Hello. It is I.
It's the one and only PK Ninja.
Hello.
That's the power of the vtuber that I love so much. You have the ability to swap in between emotions.
I sure do. I am full of feelings.
Yes. Now, I just gotta say...
You know the hit Pixar movie Inside Out? That was inspired by me.
Oh, really? Which character did they model you after?
Next question.
Yeah, we're skipping. The first skip ever on Poison Points. Now, I was just gonna say, the song that's playing, I know you can't hear it, PK, but this song triggers my fight or flight response because it is the same one that plays during one of my favorite content creators' outros. So I always feel like one of his videos played for some reason, and he is outroing, and I've completely messed everything up. So, well, regardless, it is a pleasure to have you on in this evening, PK. Thank you for taking your time.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. I appreciate you taking your time and, sitting across this table from me. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you are my 30th interview.
What?
Yes, if I'm wrong, it's fine. I'll fudge the numbers so that you are number 30.
It's like, don't you guys remember that totally real interview I had with Devin?
Yeah, that Devin interview. Yeah, it's been a lot, especially since I've upped the number of interviews that I've done in a monthly basis. Trust me, though, next month I'm going to take a little bit lighter of an interview base, I promise.
Take it easy on yourself.
Yes, I've been working double, triple overtime on things, so...
Yep. I swear to God, Irisu, if you don't take care of your mental health, I will find you and I will lovingly tuck you into bed with a plate of cookies.
All right, I'm not taking care.
Myself clear?
I'm not taking care of my mental health. That
well,
just
I bet
like,
you'll find you then.
That just sounds like a benefit. Yes, Devin is a very verbose little fucker.
Yep.
That fella, I watched back. He took my seat during Ellie's interview and left it filthy. He tracked mud everywhere, and I was very upset.
Yeah, so you'll dry clean your own seat, but you won't dry clean this one?
Well, of course. I mean, I sit here every time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you take whatever implications you may want from that.
Duly noted.
Listen, we've already stated this previously. You can't get vampire out of your seats. It doesn't matter how hard you dry clean, how hard you try to wash it out. Vampire stays. I think it's something to do with the blood.
It's always there.
Yes, always there. It's a magical residue. We can call it that.
Sure.
I'll say good stay or a bad stay. I don't know. I would hope that Bonnie smells okay.
I'm sure Bonnie smells lovely like lavender.
Yes, of course. I love the gloves of your model. They are so mesmerizing. Thank you. Almost every part of me glows in the dark. So, that's one of my favorite parts.
Hi, Gray!
Yes, welcome on in, Gray. Alright, PK. Are you ready to get this interview underway?
Born ready.
Perfect. So, last week, our interviewee, Hikari, asked a very intriguing question.
Mm-hmm.
What is your guilty pleasure form of media, specifically through books or movies?
Mm-hmm. Alright, so unfortunately for Hikari, I actually don't watch many movies, and I mostly read manga. The best I can give for like movies and books specifically is, as a kid, I used to like the live-action Smurf movies, probably because Katy Perry was in them.
Mm-hmm.
And I also liked those cheesy, based on a true story movies like Life of Pi, We Bought a Zoo, and Dolphin Tale. But I haven't watched them in genuine years, so who knows if I still like them, so I'm not really sure they count. But thankfully, I do have a guilty pleasure video game that I know is not good, but I love it anyway.
Well, let me hear.
And that is Littlest Pet Shop for the Wii.
Oh my god, I know exactly the one that you're talking about too.
Yep. You're running around this 3D field, and you got all the little guys, and you play motion controlled mini games, which are actually pretty decent motion controls. Not gonna lie, especially considering some of the garbage you can find on the Wii.
Yes, this is fair. What about it brings you back every time? What makes you happy to play it?
Let's see. Well, I distinctly remember, back when Blockbuster was a thing, rest in peace, King, my family rented the game for me, and I played it all the way through and loved every minute of it. And they could see me playing it all the way through, because, our Wii was in the living room, and we had to return it, and I was sad. But then, on my birthday, my family surprised me by just straight up buying the game for me.
Yes.
And I was like, let's go! So it has a lot of warm, fuzzy memories attached to it because of that. Also because I loved Littlest Pet Shops as a kid. It also is just bright and colorful, and you can dress up your cute pets in cute clothing and play cute mini games. What more do you need in life?
This is true. Are we going to see a playthrough of this particular game on your channel?
I think we will one day.
Perfect. I always think about what my guilty pleasures, as far as what book or movie I would have, and
yeah,
I think the one for me, even though I haven't read it in years, is it's Del Toro Quest. It was an old thing by, I can't remember her name. It started with an E, I believe, Emily. And it had, so many anime aspects to it. And I learned later that they did turn it into an anime. I would read that book series again in a heartbeat. It is so easy to pick up and so much fun.
Yep.
Also, PK, is it your birthday?
It is not my birthday. Our birthday is in April. April
Oh,
19th.
then I'm getting gaslit by Buffy.
Buffy, Buffy, how could you? How could you gaslight people during my interview? That's fucked up.
Also, welcome in, Lunar. Yes, I think Buffy heard that it was that you got it for your birthday and thought that it was. Well, you're going to have to play it next year on your birthday when that April comes around.
Yes, good idea.
The clown
all
always.
The sillies are invited.
Yes, the clown stays
even you,
gaslighting.
Buffy, even after gaslighting.
Poor clown.
I'm sorry, Buffy.
All right. Now that question is out of the way, it's time to get into my little interrogation. We're going to move past the PK that we see in front of us and ask some personal questions. So, PK, why did you become a VTuber? How did you get from where you were to where you are now today?
Alright, so even as a small child, I always loved watching content creators. As a kid, I used to watch two people who reviewed Wii and GameCube games. vtuber and Frequency. I think that's how his name's pronounced. And I would later, as I got a little older, I watched a bunch of video game countdown creators like Josh Scorcher, Green Scorpion, Quarter Guy. One time, my stepdad actually, we call him Douche Canoe, he overheard me watching Fawful's Minion, and if you've seen Fawful's Minion, you know that guy swears more than a vending machine dispenses soda. So, because of that, I got banned from the internet for a little bit.
Oh no.
But, side story aside, I always loved, watching those kind of people, but I never thought I could be those kind of people. Because I was like, oh, content creator, you need to have, such a wide knowledge of video games. You need to have played, 7 things in every genre. I could never. And then that story kind of rinsed and repeat with everything else, every other content creation I got into. I really love storytime animators like Jade Animations, Lilymation, Odd Ones Out, those people. I was like, oh, they're so cool, but I'm not interesting. I couldn't do that. But eventually, I met through a friend who's actually here in chat today, Gray. I met 2 people. I met Wei Wei Lan, and through Wei I met Kazuya, Kuroneko Kazuya. And, I hanged out with them a whole bunch. I watched them do their cool VTuber things. And funny enough, I had only, just learned that VTubing was even a thing, a month before I met them. So I was like, VTubing, that's the thing I just learned about through my brother. Because my brother's into HoloLive, but Buffy, please don't kill my brother. And, all the friends that I met through them, especially Kaz and Pinch, they were like, oh, you're actually really cool, you're really funny, you could totally do this one day. And I was like, you know what, maybe it's time to stop saying I can't, and maybe time to start saying, let's see how this goes. And the big thing that kicked it off, because the more I thought about it, I was like, oh god, you need to make so many things to be a VTuber. Oh god, there's so many things to make. And then Pinch reached out to me and was like, hey, you want to be on OST? So, I needed to make a reactive so I could be on OST. And I drew that old chibi with my laptop mouse pad because I had no touchscreen.
The dedication.
And I had no drawing tablet. So after OST, I made everything else via mouse pad, and now we're here.
Yeah,
significantly upgraded after getting a drawing pad last Christmas.
That's wonderful to hear. And yes, I think that it is a falsity to believe that you are not interesting enough to do a specific type of thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to do it and you really, really want to, why not just give it a shot? You know, just go for it.
Exactly. Just that. I realize that now that I'm older and a bit more confident. Just follow your dreams.
Yeah, fuck them. You know, like if you fuck those feelings that say you can't.
Exactly. Fuck them. They ain't real homies.
Yeah, and then then they still grip you anyways because you have insecurities. It happens to all of us, but to overcome is the real strength.
Exactly.
So, where did you come up with the name PK Ninja?
Alright, so a lot of people think that it's related to Earthbound, because, you know, the PK attacks.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not at all. It's actually a shortening of Pokemon, and it's actually a shortening of Pokemon. Because I used to, as a wee lad in grade, I want to say 8 roughly, posting my art on the godforsaken Amino app.
Oh,
I went by Pokemon Ninja because you know, I like Pokemon and I like ninjas. But as I got a little older and started to like try a bit harder to at least be an artist, I was like, Pokemon Ninja is kind of a handful, and if I post anything other than Pokemon, the world might explode. So I need a better name. I need to come up with something a bit more better. And I came up with PK because a while ago I went laser tagging, and they didn't have enough characters to put my name down as Pokemon Ninja, so they put it down as PKMN Ninja, and I was like, get rid of the MN, perfect.
And there you have it.
And there you have it.
Buffy saying
it's also
that
kind of a fun double reference because my main in Smash Brothers is Lucas.
Yeah.
So it works out on the Earthbound end as well.
Yeah, for Buffy's sake, they thought that it was for Earthbound or a gamer clan. It's okay, Buffy. It's okay. I see. So the PK standing for Pokemon, and you know, was like when you started streaming, was Pokemon going to be the main thing that you were going to play, or did you decide to just go with whatever you had at the time?
Right from the start, when I started streaming, Pokemon was not the main thing at all. It was pretty much just whatever I wanted to do. Like, the first game with, like, a story that I actively played through was, River City Girls.
I see.
I didn't play a Pokemon game until I got, Affiliate, in which I played Brilliant Diamond to celebrate it.
Hell yeah. Okay. So there is some Pokemon ties, but for the most part, you play what you feel, mostly on the Switch, yes?
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Switch or Wii U. I don't really use my Steam account for anything yet.
And if you all haven't followed PK yet, she's an absolute delight. I love sitting in chat while she's streaming. She is a wonderful guest and a wonderful person. So let me give you your shout out here. If I
Thank you, Irisu.
Remember all of the underscores. I am ultra powerful. I also have your name right here, just in case.
Yeah.
So, how did you come up? I know that you drew your original concept in a day for the OST.
Yep.
How did you come up with the concept? Was it something that you already had in mind? Or did you go, okay, this is it. I'm just going with this idea?
It was something that I had in mind for a little bit. PK as a character is very closely tied to me as a real life person. So my original concept with was, you know, what could I feasibly wear in real life? So that's why. So her shoes were based off the sneakers I had at the time. She had just plain black pants because that's all I wore. And the purple sweater and purple headband were actually tied to when I was a child. we were playing this game where I think it was called Herbivores, Omnivores, and Carnivores, and it was in school, and we were each given headbands to represent our team, and I was destined to be a weeb. I already love ninjas and watching ninja stuff, so I was like, I'm a ninja now.
A ninja dinosaur.
Of that, the purple headband and sweater have always been a part of it. But recently I redesigned a little bit because I was like, this bottom half is kind of boring. I'm kind of done with this sweatpants and sneakers thing. So I looked at a bunch of ninja characters that I liked and came up with my own design concepts, and boom, here we are.
Yeah, there you go. And there you have it. Yes,
yep.
You just recently re-debuted that. It was it the beginning of this month or the end of the last?
I think it was in May.
It was in May? Oh my god. Why is time flying?
I know, right? It's not fair.
Like, goddamn.
Goddamn time. Slow down a little bit, homie. I'm trying to live.
Now, you did mention that you through your friend, Gray, you met some people. Were any of them an inspiration for you in your path to becoming a VTuber?
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
I see. I know that when I was able to watch Kaz because of my work schedule, I know that you were always sitting with him in streams and being a co-host on there. So it like you got a feel for it very early on, I take it.
Yeah.
And
I got a feel for hanging out with Kaz, seeing him hang out with all the cool friends.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take any inspiration with the way that he handled chat or with the way that he handled streaming in general?
Sorry, I only heard half of that question. Could you say it again, please?
So did you take any inspiration from the way that he ran his channel to run yours as well?
I mean, yes and no. Like, I kind of do my own thing because I'm me. But I mean, I'd say so. Seeing how he was kind of the first person I consistently watched, so I would kind of take notes with how he would talk to people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, is there anything special that you've been working on that you would be willing to share with us? If not, it's totally fine. But
yeah, I'm working on a mini lore video, nothing crazy, just a little introduction, if you will.
Yes.
Laying down the foundation. And with that comes two little fellas. Two little fellas that are going to be very important to the lore.
Ooh, hold on. I'm being sent things.
You are being sent things.
Let us save this. Get this on screen.
I actually wanted to try and get the video out before this interview, but I got busy.
It happens to all of us. I feel you there.
So you get just this little sneak peek.
I mean, I'm a big fan of sneak peeks, no matter what, so... Boom. Get these sized in here. These cute little
god, they're
beans.
big and they're not transparent. I'm gonna have to fix that.
Oh,
well, not the size, but...
I could help you with the transparent part. But
I just have to export them. I'll have to export them as transparent GIFs.
So tell me, what is this little cat on the left?
That's Tagalon. She's a strange celestial cat thing. I found her one night. Well, more specifically, she found me. Because she was drawn to the sound of my singing voice. She has no memories of who she was or before she became this, so she just kind of hangs around in the dojo. She can't speak, but she has psychic powers and can, make letters glowy letters, so that's how she primarily communicates.
Okay. And then this little bun.
Yeah, that one is Esme. They're a shadow creature, approximately 500 years old. And they were drawn to me because they really liked my cookies.
I mean, that is a big win, I will say.
Yep.
How could you deny
And
that?
also, they were pretty lonely, being alone in the forest all the time. So.
I see. I see.
So companionship is what they needed, and they found it in me.
Hell yeah, that's adorable. Also, have a good night, Gray. Thank you for stopping on in.
Good night, Gray.
All right. Okay, super cool. I'm glad that we got to see that. And I can't wait for the Lord video to come out. I know that it is difficult to overcome time. Time is probably the biggest boundary ever. I'm a villain, but at least I have more tact than time as a construct does.
Oh yeah. I'd rather deal with you than time any day.
I see. I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or an insult to my villain.
I would say yes.
So, after coming up with your concept, since you came up with it so fast, if you had to pick, like if you weren't a ninja, what would you have gone with instead?
I think I probably would have been like a cool forest ranger, because I really loved still do, obviously. It's a great game. As a kid, I really loved Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Omnia. So I just loved the idea of just running around an area, making little dudes, little critters my friend, and saving the world.
Drawing circles around them and wrangling them
my
in.
Loops of friendship.
I've never played it. I probably should, but I've seen people play it, and it looks kind of intense, actually. Pretty difficult for what I could tell. Or maybe when me and my friends were kids, it was we were just dumb.
It was hard as a kid. It took a few years for me to actually beat it as a child, because I kept getting stuck on this one boss fight. But pro strategy, always have a healer or two, because some bosses can get a little intense, especially if you're new to the Loops of Friendship gameplay.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Was the boss that you got stuck on Darkrai?
No.
Okay.
The boss I got stuck on was Toxicroak.
Ah, I see. Okay.
That bastard.
Okay, I see. I'll eventually go back and play those.
Super fun game. Do you want to know something else fun about my original concept?
Yeah, hit me up.
I originally envisioned the character because another one of my, idols, you could say, or, people I really look up to in terms of content creation is RT Game.
Yes.
And I drew up my character because I thought I could make little animatics of just, funny moments, but I'm just running around in the background for no reason. Fighting things in the background and just overall being a goober.
The classic goober moment.
Classic goober moment. PK also used to have a bow and arrow and an axe in the original concept. That's somewhere in my old sketchbooks. But I was polishing up the character more when I started to, attempt to do this VTubing thing. I was like, yeah, that's a bit much. Three plus shurikens is plenty.
Simplicity is all you need. And you also have a sword, yes.
I do indeed have a sword. Look at it. Look at my blade.
It's powerful.
Nothing's better than a pink blade.
So, okay, I like to ask this question because it's a lot of fun. If you had, you represented a brand, like a cereal, ramen, maybe even something that's not food, what do you feel like you would represent the best? Or what would you like to represent as a brand?
Good question. The first thing that comes to my mind is anything sugary, since I love baking so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I compare myself physically to a marshmallow all of the time, because I am round, squishy, and exceedingly white. So I guess we could have PK branded marshmallows, chocolate flavored. Chocolate and vanilla, let's do it.
The exceedingly white part. Fucking killed me.
It's true. Like, ask literally anyone who knows me in person. I glow in the moonlight.
There you go. It's moonlight marshmallows.
Yes, I love it. Moonlight marshmallows.
Okay. And I have one important question for you, PK.
Uh-huh.
When you come home and you get ready to stream, or perhaps just when you're hopping into call with friends, when you take on the role of PK, what does it mean to be PK for you?
Being PK, it's like, how do I put this? So being PK means to me that I can do what I've always wanted to do, and that's reach out to people through my art, through my content creation. Because the world can be a harsh place a lot of the time. And it can be a scary place a lot of the time. And ever since I was, in junior high, when I started to take this whole art thing a bit more seriously and really was like, I really want to be an artist of some kind when I grow up. I wanted to be someone's out there's light in the darkness. Mm-hmm. I wanted to make people feel happy or feel emotions through what I created. If making one person, knowing that I can make at least one person have a bit of a better day, I've completed the first big goal, and that's making other people happy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's like I can reach out to people, I can make this world even just 1% easier. Mm-hmm.
I see. It is fact that if you have touched at least one person and made their mood a little bit better, then that is a success already.
Yep.
PK, you're definitely a light in my dark. I still have that cute pin you drew for me. Yeah, there you go.
Aww.
And I as well, when we hang out in the vault, the secret little vault, it is always nice to have you around and listen to you talk about things and hear your stories from your past as well.
Thank you.
Of course. Now, main part of
also,
the interrogation.
Also, just one thing really quickly.
Yeah.
I peeked at chat. My friend, Child You got further than me. Rampardos is after Toxicroak.
Been outed.
But I beat the game eventually. I got there eventually, and that's what's important.
There you go. Also, see you later, Lunar. I hope that you have a nice night as well, and enjoy your dinner.
Have a great dinner!
Alright. Are you ready for the main portion, the main segment of the interrogation?
I was born ready.
Okay. The poison has set in, and you are bound. Well, it's not that deadly yet. It's
I'm fine. Just some water down the rod tube. It's all good.
It's a microdose. Transitioning into that segment and then fucking silent for the rest of the stream. Turns out you were ultra giga allergic to me.
Achoo! Achoo!
So, the poison has set in. and you are bound to tell me the truth. Not really.
Damn.
Hashtag asterisk for the bit. You're a ninja.
Yep.
Where did that journey begin for you?
Oh, let's see. It started actually when I was very young. I was out camping with my friends, with my family, and I made friends with this girl next to us in the campsite. And one day the river was really fast that day. And, you know, even as a child, I was like, hey, friend, this is kind of fast. We better stay further back today. We better not go out too deep. And she was like, oh, it's fine. And then she immediately almost got whisked away. And I was like, oh, shit. I guess as a child I would have been, oh, sugar pie, honey pops. So, thinking fast, I grabbed a stick, jabbed it into the ground, and got her to safety. But, turns out we were not alone, because later that night, I hear something in the river, and I go to check it out. And there was a spirit there. Now, spirits there are very few of them. And they're basically personifications of energy of natural things in this world. Mm-hmm. And she was a spirit of this particular river. And she was like, I like you, but it was like a lot more regal and pretty than that. She was like, I like you. Have this magical rock. If you can find a spirit stone wielder, then you will have the ability to summon water. And also have this ribbon. I'm putting the rock on a ribbon just to make sure you don't burn yourself. Because fun fact, spirit stones are so magically pointed that a regular human being like me can only hold it for 5 minutes before it starts to scald your skin.
I see. So
don't go touching magical glowy rocks unless you're wearing the proper protection.
You can't stop me, BK. I do what I want.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
Like I
it's okay. You're not a regular basic human being. Like true. I am. You could probably hold it for 15 minutes, I'd say.
Yeah, I might be able to do a little bit longer. Look, if I grip them with my pointers, I might be able to hold it for a longer time.
Exactly. Just hold it between your pencil grippy things, and you should be good.
Hey, these are still part of me. They're part of my body. This is purely biological.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so a year later, I find this thing here, my butterfly ring, and it was a spirit stone wielder thing, and Stone went into Butterfly Rain, and Spirit was like, okay, sick, I'm gonna train you now in the ways of water. And I was like, sick. And then 2 years pass, and I meet Wes, and he is an energy spirit, and he's like, you're pretty cool, kid. And you want to get stronger? And I'm like, hell yeah. He's like, okay. Here's a stone that makes you run fast. And I was like, and makes you climb walls. And I'm like, hell yeah. Also, you're my protege now. I'm gonna teach you everything you know about fighting. Hell yeah. There's a lot of hell yeahs in this story. So Wes took me under his wing, and I've been training ever since. And now, boom, I'm a ninja. I save people and do cool things.
Magically, out of nowhere, boom, you gain the title.
Yeah, I gave it to myself. After I witnessed a dark creature try to attack innocent people, I was like, nah, this is no good. This is no good. I'm gonna become a ninja like I've read about, and I'm not gonna let this happen again under my watch. Very
cool. What? Mm-hmm. So you had a master, or you have one, in the form of Wes.
Yeah.
But do you do any self-training? Did you teach yourself anything along the way that you've implemented into your own style?
Oh, all the time. I'm always training, practicing, trying new things. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Might I recommend, I know that the pads might look a little bit silly, but look beyond my pads on my claws. That could be a very useful tool for you.
some claws.
Yeah, just rake down the back, and they're also good for like making sure that you get good scratchies.
I mean, I do have ninja stars. I do keep six purple gems in my pockets at all times that can turn into ninja stars, so that's close enough.
Okay. But you say you turn those into ninja stars. I thought you said turn yourself into a ninja star.
No, not at all. I do not have that kind of power.
I'm just imagining you do so, and nobody is there to pick you up and throw you.
It's like in Naruto when Naruto uses the substitution jutsu and is like, "Throw me, bitch!"
Yeah, then you hit the ground and you're like, "Shit!"
Damn it!
Didn't work.
That was not the plan. That's not how it's supposed to go.
I see. And
yeah,
no, go ahead.
All of my powers that through my spirit stone, I have been taught by the spirits who gave them to me. So Tassel, that was the water spirit. She taught me how to summon water, and then I learned how to adapt that into my own style. Wes taught me how to run fast. The light spirit taught me how to summon my light shields. But there is one more. He was a lightning spirit. And after I, proved myself, and he was like, "Okay, I'll teach you how to use lightning." This massive dark army came, and I was like still in my training at the time, so I helped him as best I could. But he was like, "Okay, here's a rock. Here's something you can use to call Wes and Tassel. I'll be right back." And he went up into the sky, and all the darkness disappeared, but he never came back.
Oh no!
So I had to purely teach myself how to use my lightning spirit, because at the time I didn't know anyone else, so no one else could teach me, and because of that it took 2 years to even get my lightning burst to go in the directions I wanted. I used to only be able to just summon a lightning cloud around me, but now I can at least direct the lightning crowd so I don't accidentally electrocute people. But he's still missing to this day.
Oh,
and
no.
The only reason I know he's not dead is because I still have the stone. Because when a spirit dies, all of the stones they've ever created shatter and are unusable. So I hope to my goal is to find him one day.
Mayhaps you'll have to travel into the sky at some point.
Anyone got a free pair of wings I could borrow? Maybe a plane?
We got
Anyone got an attack helicopter?
Spuffy has a spaceship, to be fair.
Sick. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship.
Space buffoons fleet. There it is, the classic kazoo. So, that is the extent of the powers that you have now. The last one that you received was the lightning stone.
Correct.
Okay. And have you had any leads on any of the other ones? Or perhaps another one that may be there ready for you?
Oh, I think the stones that I have currently, they all suit my fighting style well.
Okay.
I'm not in any pursuit of more lightning, of more spirit stones to master.
Okay.
I've got a good fighting style down.
I was just gonna say, if you wanted a little bit of poison in your toolkit, I could help. I could hook you up with someone, but if not, it's fine.
I think I'm good. I tend to avoid the cruel and unusual punishment area of combat.
But that's so fun. That's like the best
fun
part.
for you, maybe.
Okay,
I prefer to just knock them the frick out form of combat.
You could tailor poison to do that. It's definitely possible. Just if you ever think about it.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
Oh yeah.
I won't let her know.
Oh, what was that? You're whispering something to the audience.
Nothing.
So, have you worked for anybody? as part of being a ninja, or are you largely a mercenary out on your own?
I did used to work for someone, actually. So once I graduated high school, that's roughly when my training was considered complete.
Mm-hmm.
I still train with Wes from time to time, but I'm now a fully competent ninja on my own. I joined the Adventurers Guild of Canada Dragonfly branch, and I worked there for about 2 years. I would go on missions whenever they called me. I would train with them during company mandated training time. Boring meetings, all that. And it was all right. It was a job, and I liked my captain, Alora, well enough. But unfortunately, I didn't exactly fit in very well with all of the other employees at the guild. They didn't really. Most of them weren't mean or intentionally mean-spirited, but you could definitely tell they thought less of me because I was a pure human, and the rest, I was the only pure human there. They were like, "Who's this? This thing's weak. This thing can't do anything. What's she doing here amongst all of us?" And I was like, "Fine, whatever. I'll just do my job. I'll help people because I want to help people. I want to reach out as far as I can go." But then I met a few friends, a couple friends that we know the names of, and for the first year that I met these friends, I was going fine. I kept them all a secret, but eventually my arch rival, you could call him, Kraken. He was a fire wielder with a big old axe. Total jerk face. He found out eventually and brought pretty damning evidence of my friendships that are with people who are, let's just say, morally dubious. Like, no offense, Irisu, you're not exactly a paragon of morals here.
What do you mean?
Yeah. They found out about some of my friendships with some of our favorite sillies, and I was given an ultimatum. I can continue to work for the guild, but I must never talk to my friends again. I must cut them out of my life right there and then. Or I can stay friends with them, but I must leave the guild, and I can never associate with any of them ever again. I can never join an adventures guild. I have to be solo.
I see.
And I was like, screw you people. I choose my friends. I choose the people who, make me feel like I belong somewhere. Who make me feel like I'm important, that I can do things. So now I run solo. I go any adventures that someone hires me to do, or sometimes I don't even bother going. Like, some solo adventurers will go for the highest bidder. I don't care. I go to whoever needs my help the most, whether or not they want money or have money to give me.
Yeah, help out wherever you can.
Yeah.
Now, I was gonna say that I am the pinnacle of moral decision making.
Well, you weren't the only person they brought up. When you have a bunch of friends across the multiverse who do things like, I don't know, run evil vampire castles, steal art in cartoonish manners, scary dragons.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to wiggle my way out of all of those people.
I mean, we're bad guys.
But you're not bad guys.
Yeah,
I tried telling them that, Irisu. I tried my best, but they weren't in. But Alora would have listened, but unfortunately, the higher ups in the company are kind of jerks. So Alora wasn't convincing them of anything as much as she would have wanted to.
I see. That makes sense. I get where they're coming from, as dumb as it sounds.
Yep.
And, after that happened, what did you do? Like, what was your first course of action? What did you know that you needed to do in order to stay a ninja?
Well, staying a ninja is the easy part. You know, it's a title, so I'm still a ninja no matter who I'm with. But the hard part was figuring out, okay, how do I help people now? How do I get out there? I got to keep my dojo, thankfully, in the forest. I got to keep that. But it didn't take too long, because if you Google hard enough, you'll find all matters of quest boards on the internet. But it definitely took some adjusting to, having to basically be my own boss, basically.
Okay. And do you have like a specific area that you operate out of now, or?
Oh yeah, I have my spirit dojo, which is located in a forest. No one knows where the forest is.
Yeah, undisclosed. Undisclosed beep location where.
Yep. Undisclosed.
Yeah, we'll never know. We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Unless we're invited, then we'll know.
Exactly. Even then, you still won't know, because I just hook you up with a teleportation pad in your area, and it's like, okay, you're being sent to the gazebo. And you're like, wait, what? Boom, you're in the forest.
So, if someone were to try to leave, what happens?
Oh, it's easy. They just go to the gazebo and they get teleported home.
Okay, but I mean, like, they want to go out into the forest,
Oh, they want to, explore the forest?
Yeah.
They're more than welcome to. We'll never figure out the location from there.
Really? So even if they picked one direction and walked forward, they would never make their way out of the forest?
I mean, they would eventually, but then you just go into an empty field with no discernible landmarks. So you could figure it out eventually. It's just going to take you about a week of just walking forward.
And on top of that, the Wi-Fi out there must be absolutely terrible for getting a GPS signal, so...
Oh god, it's absolute garbage out there. That's why I have Esme.
They take care of your Wi-Fi needs.
Exactly. They go up real high in the sky. They're a shapeshifter, so as long as it's night, they can just sprout some bat wings that are like, left, left, right, left.
There you go. And then, on top of that, you would be so tired and exhausted trying to figure out this location that it isn't worth it in the end. You get to be there instantly and leave instantly, and that's all that matters.
Yep. That's all that matters.
The ultimate defense. So...
The ultimate defense is absolute exhaustion.
In your dojo, do you train people to become ninjas? Do you train them in the way of the elements? Or is it just for you to train in?
I used to train the younger members of the guild, before, the whole falling out thing happened. And I didn't specifically train them to be ninjas unless they wanted that. But I would more, give them general battle knowledge. This is how you dodge. It is very important to dodge. Do not stand in the middle of giant death lasers. You've got to dodge. This is how you use a sword. This is how you use a bow staff. This is how you use a hammer.
Yeah, you gotta move.
Yep. Stay on your toes all the time. Blink and you'll miss it. And by it, I mean the giant spear coming for your face. But now that I'm no longer a member of the guild, again, Google is surprisingly easy to find people who will train you to teach them how to use a sword. So I still get the occasional trainee there, but not very often. More like once in a blue moon.
PK's Ninja Training School advertised. You too can start today.
Come learn how to kill a kaiju.
Yes, that's what I want to know. Why are they so hard to kill?
You gotta go for the weak part. Where's the weak part? It's different for every kaiju. Just stay alive until you figure it out. Good luck!
Great training. I feel like I learned so much. You've equipped me with the knowledge needed to deal with a kaiju. I will wait patiently to deal with these abominations.
You'll wait patiently for the kaiju.
Yes, eventually it'll show up.
Eventually, one day. They're not very common. The dodo serves more of a practical use for me because being so attached to spirits and such, and the forest being so hidden, it's a very good resting place for sprites, they're basically, think of them as like the magical familiars to spirits. They're a lot more abundant, but the vast majority of them are also significantly weaker, and they're more like, they represent more things like flowers blooming, rivers flowing, the wind, snowflakes. Stuff that keeps the world from imploding on itself. So the dojo serves more so as a place for me to be, so I can take care of the little guys who are resting in the forest.
I see. The little fellas, protect them.
The little fellas. It's particularly busy in there, and during the changing of seasons. Because, the winter ones are likely sleeping during summer, somewhere very dark and cold. When spring comes around, all the water ones are very, very excitable, because they're like, holy crap, we get to move again! We no longer just have to stay here! Yeah, it's like, okay, calm down everyone, there's enough cookies for all of you.
And do they get sad in the fall when it starts to get colder and harder to move?
Yeah, they get a little sad. That's when I make them there. That's when you gotta get the best cookie recipes out and ready for them.
Okay, I see. I see. So
you make friends with creatures by giving them cookies.
This is
the
true.
Formula.
Like, you could bring any bargaining chip to the table, and I might not agree with you, but you bring cookies, and I'm in. 100% sold. You win the argument at that point.
Yep.
Now, you also work security for a multitude of our friends. You
sure
are
do.
You are the bodyguard. You are the people who escort others off of the premises.
Yep.
What would you say was the most dangerous event that you were a bodyguard for?
Good question. Do you have any idea? You think in GIW, you think Michi's crazy in there? Wait until you meet her fans. Do you have any idea the size of weapons I have seen people try to smuggle into that goddamn building?
They're just holding a huge ass axe over their head, like, we love you, Michi.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, this is not an inflatable toy. This is an actual goddamn weapon. You need to put this away. You need to put this back in your car. How did you even get this here? You are a single twink man. How are you carrying this?
Look, the fans will do anything for the ones that they simp over.
Yeah. I've had to, there's also some magical beings with some, like, vendettas against some of our friends. They're like, oh, I have come, I will finally be the one to beat. And I'm like, yeah, get out of here, buddy. They have a match in 5 minutes. Get out of here nicely before I kick your ass.
Yeah, keep moving. Keep going along.
You can tell how good of a night it's been on security based on how well I'm doing in the ring. If I look like I'm slacking, it's because I just had to deal with a goddamn dragoon, and I'm like, I really don't want to be here right now.
Hey, but that last match that we had, that was great.
Oh yeah, that was excellent. That was a great match.
You pulled out everything. You overcame your exhaustion in order to make sure that we pulled through as a team.
Absolutely. Buffy's been through enough. I gotta protect the space clown. They've been through hell and back to get here.
Yeah, protect clown.
Yep.
Now,
I've also had
Oh no, go ahead.
I've also had to deal with a few people with guns, I sit outside, a certain friend of ours is running through the art museum, wonder what they're doing. And someone with a gun comes in, and I'm like, okay, let's go again. So I'm knocked out, back to sitting in my spot, looking cool.
I'm sure that the whole Virgil fiasco was definitely an issue for you.
Oh god. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on fucking Virgil. Do you have any idea how many holes I had to patch in the goddamn drywall from frustrated people being like, God damn it, that cheater shouldn't be allowed out in the rain ever again. Do you have any idea how many smashed cars there were in the parking lot that night?
Yes, I remember. And, I can't wait for the arc where Virgil returns, his necromancer arc. It's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful.
Virgil, he comes back from the dead.
Yes.
At that moment, at that exact moment, I turn to Max and I'm like, I demand a raise.
We might not want to give them ideas, but yeah, you never know. You never know.
You never know.
Now, I'm curious. Has there ever been something you've been unable to handle? A task too great for yourself?
Well, yeah. There has been. There have been enemies too strong for me to face on my own. There have been strange occurrences that I couldn't explain, or times when I was just straight up outnumbered. But thankfully, I always, as a ninja, the number one priority is to have a plan. You need to have a backup plan in case something goes wrong, an escape route or an emergency contact, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, as a just straight up human, I have limits, and those limits are called organs, and.
So
they're very squishy in there.
You gotta be extra safe and extra careful.
Yep. So, some things are just straight up more powerful than me. So before you go into battle, you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan of attack and maybe an emergency contact on hand. Now, when I was a member of the guild, this wasn't too big of a worry because, depending on the threat level, you'd always have at least one or two other members with you. Mm-hmm. But, going into, vigilante work, you just don't know what you could be up against. And, there's always a chance that it could go horribly wrong. So it's like, okay, always have an escape route planned so you can get out of there and, call someone and try again the next day with a bit of extra help. Okay. It's very rare that I get bested. But when I do, it's always good to... But in the rare cases that it does happen, you gotta be ready.
Always prepared.
Yep.
Okay. And what would you say was the toughest enemy you've ever faced?
It was back when I was still in the guild. And to this day, I still don't have an exact name for what it was. It was this strange... wolf tiger thing made entirely of just darkness, and it glitched in and out of reality as if it wasn't even supposed to be there. And I remember that day clearly because there were 3 of them attacking the city. Kraken was useful for once in his life and took out one. My captain Alora was there as well, and she took out the other, and I had to take on the third one. And I was able to take it out by, because I managed to bind it down, and I was going for a slash attack, and it was already starting to break the bind, so I realized in that moment, well, if I don't go all out and kill this thing right now, I'm dead. So I put all of my energy all of my electrical energy into my sword, because that's the one place where I can perfectly control my electricity, is when I'm conducting it through a metal object, so it makes a very good attack enhancer for my weapons. And I cut that sucker in half, and then passed out right after.
I see. But you did defeat it.
I did, thankfully.
Are you afraid that threats like these could appear again someday?
I'm not afraid because that was my first year in the guild, and not only have I gotten stronger since then, I've also gotten a far more reliable support group since then than anything anyone in the guild could ever accomplish.
Yeah, you do.
So I'm not scared as much as I'm ready for a threat that size to come back.
You do have mono on your side.
Exactly, I got mono. I mean, that's really all you have to say, but we got mono. I'm sure Soul has a really good gun somewhere. I got the A-team.
The powerhouse crew.
Exactly.
You have many good guns, says Soul.
Awesome.
Okay, I think this is a great point to take a really quick break. I need to run to the restroom personally, so I will be right back. And if anybody has a question for PK, now would be the time to ask. Let me get this all set up here. Okay, that's the wrong screen. We will see you all in just a few moments.
Meow.
Meow.
Oh,
Alright, everyone, and we are back. Thank you for your
hello.
patience. I hope we were able to stretch, get some water, run to the restroom, whatever need be. Snacks, even.
We do love snacks.
Nick says, I didn't move. Well, fuck you too. Okay. Oh god, that was not the right scene. Alright, PK. So, to start us off, we have a question from Rez. And by the way, if anybody has questions that they would like to ask now, this would be a great time to do so.
I love answering questions. Ask me the stupidest question you can think of, and I will answer it.
Yes, PK loves asking all of the extremely niche ones, from what your favorite ice cream, what your favorite type of cookie is. Now it's our turn to ask her all of these things. Rez wants to know, do you have a favorite stream or bit that you've done? Is there anything that you haven't done, though, that you would like to?
Okay, one of my favorite bits that I've done, so I've remembered this bit when I went back to make my pre-re-debut highlight videos.
Mm-hmm.
And specific in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, somehow I managed to get on the bit where Cyrus's whole motivation for destroying the Earth was that he was a manga creator and he wanted only his manga to exist in the world.
Oh my god.
He wanted to have a monopoly on the manga industry and didn't want anyone to make fun of his fanfiction ever again.
See, but that would also make sense.
I turned Cyrus into a weeb, into a grumpy, angry weeb.
Well, there you go. Mm-hmm. And then
that was one of my favorite bits.
Yeah.
I also loved when I ended Pokemon Violet, because I had been practicing for it all week, and I don't want my stream to get flagged or anything, so I just covered all of Celestial on the kazoo.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
That's super
cool.
My
voice hurt. My voice hurt after that.
Oh no. Well, you had to commit to it. That was the most important part.
Exactly.
And then Rez asks, is there anything that you haven't done yet that you would like to?
I'd say, there's a few games that I'd like to play, but I'll get there eventually. But I really want to create, I want to create more animatics of meme audios or even serious ones based on VTuber friends and such. But the big thing is, my big dream in life is to be, because my biggest art inspiration of all time is Tamarin Frog on Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
And she's my biggest art inspiration ever. I'll pull up one of her Tumblr blogs and send it to you.
Yes.
And I want to do what she does, but for a living. I want to create online comics, and with my OCs and completely original characters as a living. So I guess I really want to make comics that aren't. Some of them I'm sure will be VTuber centered, but most of them probably wouldn't be. They'd be other universes,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I want to do that I haven't done yet, is write and draw out stories.
Okay. Yeah, that is super cool. And I'm looking at the art. I actually don't have a source ready on this scene, and it's going to take a second to set up. But
no worries.
Yeah, I love the style so far. I could see where you draw inspiration from as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Silver wants to know what your favorite Pokemon type is, and your favorite Pokemon overall.
Alright, so my favorite Pokemon type is the electric type.
Okay.
They're just They're fun. I love most of their designs, and I remember, and something about them just really clicks with me. I remember this one time I was replaying Shadows of Omnia again, and I realized that my team at the time was like entirely electric types. I had my partner Pokemon Pachirisu, who I choose basically every time I play that game. If I'm choosing every single time, it's Pachirisu or die.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also had with me an Elekid, a Magnemite, and a Shinx. And I was like, okay, this is my favorite type now. This is meant to be. I've been ride or die for the electric type ever since. My second favorite is normal, because I love their designs. I think they're really cute. And I think they're underappreciated as a solid baseline where you can use them for, with the exception of, a few types, they're basically reliable neutral damage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're underappreciated as hell for that. And also, a lot of them are just really cute. I like them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And my third favorite is water, because I'm obsessed with water. It's my favorite of anything, except Pokemon type, because electric is there. I adore everything water related. Now, my favorite Pokemon is Lillipup. And my favorite Pokemon is Lillipup because my brother and I used to, when I was younger, would make up our own Pokemon, episodes together. And Lillipup was basically my Pikachu. Her name was Softy. She was overpowered as God. And she was just my baby. And she's also super cute, and the whole line is a really good line.
Mm-hmm.
My second favorite's Victini. I just really like that design. And then my third favorite, and probably the Pokemon everyone who knows me was expecting to say was my favorite, is Ledian.
Yes, that was what I was expecting.
Yep. I think people associate me more with Ledian because Lillipup due to Stoutland, is being a really strong Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Lillipup is an understandable pick, especially if you grew up in Generation 4/5 like I did.
Mm-hmm.
But Ledian is not strong by any sense of the means. But I'm really attached to it because when Pokemon Sun and Moon were coming out, there was the Nintendo Treehouse thing after the E3, showing off, the first bit of the game, and I watched that. And I saw that Ladybug was on the very first route, and the year before that, grade 7, roughly, I want to say, it was Halloween, and I wanted to dress up as a Pokemon, but the only Pokemon options in any costume store I went into were for, 7-year-olds, and at this time I was significantly older than 7, and I was like, well, darn it. And there was a Ladybug costume, and I knew Ladybug existed, so I was like, okay, this'll do. So I was like, oh, hey, Ladybug's in this game. You know what? I'll use it on the team. As, a nod to that costume. And my brother was like, that's a stupid pick. Ledian's so weak. Why would you ever use that? It's so bad and dumb. And I was like, okay, you know what, mother bleeper? I'm gonna show you. And then I used Ledian on the team, and it was a great member of the team the whole way through.
It was spite that fueled your choice.
Exactly. So now I have to defend Ledian against all the hatred in the world. It is my child, it is my baby.
Now, I'm on your side. I think Ledian is a really cool Pokemon.
It's so cute.
Underrated for what people say that it is. I think it's pretty decent.
Yep.
Okay. And all right. I see. I have a few extra questions for you.
Let's hear them.
First off, if you could have a drink behind you at the bar, it doesn't have to be alcoholic, what would that drink be? And what would you name it?
Alright, so I hate alcohol, so I'm glad it doesn't have to be alcoholic. Want to hear a funny story between me and alcohol real quick before I tell you?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so this one time, I was having some Coca-Cola with my dinner as a treat. And then, I got up, I went to the bathroom, And I return and I look in the kitchen and I see a glass of Coca-Cola and I'm like, yes, this is mine. I take a sip of it. Wrong answer. That was Mom's Coca-Cola mixed with vodka.
Uh-oh.
Absolutely disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
I've hated alcohol ever since. Not a fun time. Not a fun time at all.
I mean, have you ever considered retrying alcohol? Like a different one that isn't as blatantly overpowering as vodka?
I have actually tried other alcohols since then. Okay. I've tried more overpowering ones like wine. When my grandfather passed away, we all took a shot of scotch in his honor. Dear God, I cannot believe I didn't immediately barf that one out. Mm-hmm. The fact that I swallowed that, I should be given a medal for it. I've also tried less poignant ones, like my friend gave me this, like, lime sparkling water with a little bit of alcohol in it. It was okay, but I didn't like it. Mm-hmm. The only alcohol that I've ever been able to have more than 5 sips of is Mike's Hard Lemonade. And even then I can only finish, like, half a can before I'm like, yeah, that's enough.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way it makes my cheeks red.
Yeah, I understand in that regard. And it is an extremely sugary drink.
Yeah.
So honestly, it doesn't feel that good to drink in the first place, beyond the fact that it's alcoholic. And it does give you some minor headaches, no matter how drunk you got. So. Yep.
Mm-hmm. We have my drink at the bar. Mm-hmm. My drink at the bar, I think my favorite drink of all time is lemonade, so I think it would be a lemonade.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I think it would be pink, and it would be peach flavored, because I love peach flavored things. So peach lemonade, that's pink, and we'll call it, Admittedly, no matter how hard I tried when I was thinking of this in advance, I couldn't come up with a good name.
We'll call it
PK Peachade.
PK Peachade, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny, when I was typing this out, when you said pink peach flavored, I wrote pinch peach flavored lemonade.
Oh no! No, don't turn pinch into a lemonade.
Yeah. Too late. It's happened. It's been written down. Pinch has been transformed.
They're the main reason I lost my job. I can't sacrifice them for nothing.
Okay. That's fair. Okay. And then pinch lemonade. Also, welcome in, Zipso. Okay. Second question for you. If you could ask the next interviewee, and you don't know who they are, if you could ask them any question, what would that question be?
Alright, so my question to the next person is there a trait of yours that you used to dislike, but since you've started creating content, you've, started to like it, like this trait of yours, or at least look at it differently?
Since you've begun content... All right, there we go. My ASMR clacking is over. I have it all in. All right, and if nobody else has any questions for PK, who would you like to rate?
Admittedly, I'm looking through all of my raid options, and there's a lot of good ones.
Choice paralysis has begun to set in. That's a part of the poison that you weren't expecting from me. I'm sorry. It was just the way it had to be.
Ouchie. Let's, raid... I think she's still going for a little bit. You want to just raid Nova Swarm?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Let me double check as well on my end to make sure. Yeah, she's only 2 hours in. She's definitely gonna keep going.
Yeah.
That's the
When
power
I
of
saw that,
Ellie.
I was like,
All right.
I was like,
PK,
yeah, that's a good option.
thank you again for joining me this evening. I do appreciate it
Thank you
quite
so
a
much
bit.
for having me.
Of course. Well, yeah, you join the Discord if you haven't.
Join the Discord.
And of course, PK was a wonderful guest, so if you haven't followed her yet either, make sure you go ahead and do so. PK, when is your next stream, do you think?
I think I might, since I didn't do it yesterday because there was a bunch of people doing moving stuff up here yesterday, and there was a bunch of noise. I'll do it. I might play Animal Crossing tonight after dinner.
Hell yeah.
But I also might wait till Thursday, so tonight or Thursday, Animal Crossing. And then on the 29th, I made a promise when I got to 100 followers, I would play Ball in Wonderworld.
Oh god.
So the 29th, it's ballin' time, baby!
Oh, PK, why do you put yourself through torture? First it was ukulele, and now this?
Hey, ukulele was only $5, and I played the Ballin' demo and was like, this is actually halfway to being semi-decent.
Oh my god. Okay, alright.
No. I am a resilient bastard. I got this.
I suppose that's fair. Did you know? Here's a fun fact for you about Balan Wonderworld. They implemented a strategy called reverse render distance. In most games, the further an object is from your camera, the lower quality or the higher chance it has to despawn, because it's just not an important thing to see, right? Balan works differently. Everything is rendered insanely detailed far away, and the closer you get to it, the worse it looks.
That is insane.
And not even that, like, the game looks bad. They lower the quality of every single model of the game the closer you get to it. And that's just the power of Balan Wonderworld. Best game ever.
It's just the power of ballin'.
Yep.
He balled too close to the sun.
And now what will we do? All right.
Now what will we do?
Oh, I shouted out Novaswarm. That was my mistake. I meant to raid Novaswarm. Silly me. Silly frog. There we go.
Silly froggy.
All right. Everyone, head on over to... we're going to head on over to see Novaswarm. I hope that you have a wonderful evening. And again, if you have not followed my guest, PK, go right ahead and do so. I will take you out. But not
it's over for you, buddy.
Yeah, not on a date. I will see you guys on Thursday as I go to... I'm checking my schedule here, looking over to the side. I will be doing some extra art and completing some for the donations that I've received. And then on Friday, we will have another Poison Points. And on Saturday, a very special event where Buffy and Soul and I will be diving into the world of old game manuals. So stay tuned.
Ooh.
Yes. Have a good night.
Be there
everyone.
or be square.
Oh, yes. And you don't want to be square. You want to be a circle.
Nope.
Or a triangle. Triangle is the strongest shape in nature.
But round is the ideal shape.
Yes. Nice and grippable.
Exactly.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Still gonna take a minute. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're stuck in the void forever. Oh, no, there's the time. There we go. Do 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 do.